That's Rishi Sunak. I'm joined by Justin Cohen, news editor at Jewish News, a newspaper that serves the Jewish community here in the UK. Thanks so much for coming in today, Justin. How reassured are you by the Prime Minister's words?
I have to say that the leadership of this country, the leader of the opposition, the King, the support from them have been, we couldn't have asked for any more since this moment this happened. The increase in funding for security at Jewish institutions, the words of support, the visits, the meeting with the chief rabbi, it's been extraordinary. Unfortunately, it's very much needed. There is a visceral fear among British Jews on the streets of the UK at the moment. I can feel it wherever I go, and my phone is full of these messages. There's all sorts going around which is causing huge panic.
And I want people who are watching this to understand this, because there is historical context here that needs to be understood to get a clearer picture of why you feel such a visceral fear.
I think it's worth taking this back to the beginning. What we saw on Saturday was Saturday a week ago was the result of a pre-planned attack by Hamas terrorists on civilians. They'd been planning it for months. They decided months ago, and they decided to plan every single detail of it, to go into houses, to go into the streets and to behead babies and to rape women and to do the most unspeakable crimes possible. The result of that in the UK and around the world has been, some people have decided that this is the right moment to demonstrate support for Hamas, to take to the streets calling for the annihilation of Israel. And let's be clear, that is what from the river to the sea means, but also...
And that was happening over the weekend, wasn't it, in London?
That was happening over the weekend in London. And to target British Jews with anti-Semitism that now amounts to a 600% increase, targeting Jewish students on campus. I've spoken to Jewish doctors in hospitals. I've literally just come off the phone to a colleague of mine. I was telling you a minute ago, as I was coming to the studio, her road was targeted by a man that was pulling off the religious symbol, the mezuzah, that's on the door of every Jewish home, that contains holy prayers for peace and for blessing. And they were pulling off each of those houses. And when she challenged this person, they just spat at her and spat at her car. This is the kind of incident that we're now seeing on the streets of London in 2023.
What more do you think needs to be done to make sure that Jewish people in this country are kept safe?
As I said, I do think the government is doing everything it possibly can. I think there has to, this time, unlike 2 years ago when we saw, for example, a convoy through the streets of London calling for the rape of Jewish women, and that wasn't even prosecuted. This time we need to see prosecutions, and we need to see them quickly. If people take to the streets with pictures of hang gliders in clear celebration of those attacks, then they need to be prosecuted, and prosecuted very quickly.
How tough has this time been for you over the last couple of weeks?
It's been really difficult because family and friends have been directly affected. I went to school with someone whose brother was killed, and I know that even those who are living in the centre of the country that didn't face those Hamas attacks, they're facing rocket attacks, and that might be Hamas light, but it's still terrorism on a daily basis. I would just ask your viewers to think about if what had happened last Saturday had happened on the streets of London, what would you want the British government to do? It wouldn't be just to sit there and wait for it to happen again.
Justin Cohen, I really appreciate you coming on and talking to us. Thank you so much.